Hey guys, this is Jay from J02 Reviews. This video is going to be a little bit different today and might be a little bit shorter than my usual ones. It might be a little less than 10 minutes, but I don't know. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to be doing a Mortal Kombat movie review since it is based off of a game, a very popular fighting game franchise. Just going to be talking about my thoughts on the movie and maybe connect something to the game as well. So basically, the movie starts with Sub-Zero attacking, and you already know that Sub-Zero, he's like a bad guy, and in this movie, it made it clear that that's the case. He comes in where Scorpion is and his whole family. Scorpion's just being with his family, taking care of them, and then all of a sudden, Sub-Zero comes in. You just get that sort of presence from him when you see him on screen, and you know when you do see him on screen, there's something very violent's gonna happen or something of importance is gonna happen, because a lot of the moments in this movie have Sub-Zero in them, and pretty much every time you see it, there's always something going on. And I like how they took Sonya Blade and made her into just put it into the movie, just her story around it. I love how they did. It's definitely different. It's different from the Mortal Kombat games, and so I don't remember there being like a tournament in the games. I know that there was a tournament, but it's usually on something completely different, like a new villain or something. And Sonya Blade, I don't believe she was ever really part of it. And in this movie, they do work on her origin story on how she became part of Mortal Kombat, and that's just very cool to see. And in the movie, it's a little different. I didn't expect it, but the movie sort of takes place in multiple realms. I remember in the games there were multiple realms, and they were all connected somehow, and champions were chosen to fight in a war or battle called Mortal Kombat tournament type of thing, and Sub-Zero was one of these people, and they just went to kill everyone. And I like how they took the new character, I don't know his name specifically, his Mortal Kombat superhero type of name, but the way they played, I think his name was Cole. Yeah, Cole. They played his role in the movie very well. And I would say that is one of the best parts, to see character development in him. And that's what any movie, but it's you see that when there's I'm not gonna spoil anything, but he does have a lot of character. Another thing I would say I really like about this game is that just how they introduce the characters. I haven't played Mortal Kombat in a little bit, and the last game I did play was Mortal Kombat X, and I always thought that it was cool to see all the characters, and then I'm remembering all these people, and I remember how playing the games and seeing it, not the specific story, but playing as the characters. It talks about a lot of origin stories of the people in Mortal Kombat, Liu Kang and what happened to him, and just Scorpion, Sub-Zero, what started their rivalry, and how Jax got his robot arms and everything. It's just very cool to see it all come together. I do have to say one thing about this movie, it is very gory, but that's more combat in a total. It's definitely not for little kids, but it is very gory with the movie, just because it's Mortal Kombat. It's gonna be gory and stuff, so there is a lot of that, but it's cool. It's cool to see what's happening, and Mortal Kombat is all about them fighting each other, and then you learn a lot about their origin stories and how they got their marks for the tournament. So that's very fun to see happen, and especially in a franchise that usually I'm not that much familiar with. I've only played one of the games, and seeing the movie, and it just reminded me so much of the games, and with all the characters, I'm remembering it. And then I'm gonna spoil this one part, so you might want to skip just a little bit. At the end, when they showed Johnny Cage as in Hollywood and Cole was going there, that was the new Mortal Kombat character, he just I believe he was new. But just seeing Johnny Cage, like that was the person who I mainly played as in Mortal Kombat X, so I was so happy to see him in the movie at the end. And I don't know, maybe there might be a sequel. I don't know, because there's sort of left off like a cliffhanger with Cole going to see Johnny Cage. But that besides the point, this movie is very great. I love how they connected it all together, and for a franchise that usually I found very confusing, it is a great way to like tie it all together. It's not, especially like the movie, because I felt like it wasn't gonna do that well, and it has, and I really do like the movie. I feel like it's a lot, like the story itself is probably less complex than the actual games, but that's just because the games have been around for so long. But I love how they created the story of Mortal Kombat and everything. So it was great. It was definitely a great movie. I would give it like a 10, so like a 10 out of 10. And I really think that that if you haven't seen it, you should really check it out. It's definitely a fun to see movie. And another thing that I really liked about it was, my final thought on it was that it was it was supposed to feel like a long time, and yet it didn't feel like time was going by. Like 45 minutes passed into the movie and it felt like it was only 10 minutes. And that's just because there's so much action and everything. So I really do recommend this movie if you like action movies and stuff like that, and a lot of like gore and stuff, I guess, maybe. So what do you think about Mortal Kombat? Do you think it's great or not? And with that, guys, this is the end of the video, and I will see you guys next time. I know this video wasn't as long as the other ones, but I will see you next time. Goodbye.